Immunotherapy is really changing the landscape of cancer in general. It's extending treatment durations. It's keeping patients alive even longer than standard chemotherapy.
That's Brittney Baer with the Vanderbilt-Ingram Cancer Center. We'll hear more from her later in the show. Welcome back to Cancer Buzz. I'm your host, Summer Johnson. We know advances in immunotherapy have changed the way we treat cancer. They're also redefining what survivorship looks like. Our guest today is here to discuss how immunotherapy has transformed the survivorship landscape and what we need to know to help our patients. Brittney Baer is a registered nurse and patient care coordinator, Immune Effector Cells, at the Vanderbilt-Ingram Cancer Center in Nashville.
It's definitely changed the landscape in a huge way. It has prolonged patients' lives and increased the amount of patients that can be treated, their cancer can be treated, and also has decreased patient side effects from traditional chemotherapy, which is great news for patients, their caregivers, etc. And it definitely also, on the other side of things, creates new side effects that we haven't seen with chemotherapy. So, we've had to readjust how we treat those side effects and find new ways how to treat those. So there's both ends of the spectrum with immunotherapies.
What are the important elements of holistic survivorship care?
Yeah, I think, at least to me, the holistic survivorship is, taking care of like social services, behavioral health support, because even if, these patients go into remission, you're not done with your cancer care afterwards. You still have the trauma of being a cancer patient and having that fear of relapse afterwards. So being just a well-rounded, being taken care of altogether. So being sure that the patient has social services support for, social determinants of health, making sure that they have the support that they need at home, making sure that they can come to their appointments, also mental health needs, stuff like that, also nutrition, wellness, just making sure everything about them is taken care of, not just their health care.
What are the barriers that patients face here?
I think the biggest barrier, which most patients can probably fully understand this, is, the financial and insurance barriers, because a lot of holistic support is not covered by insurance or it's very expensive. Different things like acupuncture, nutritional services, stuff like that aren't typically covered by insurance, or you have to pay out of pocket. And a lot of these patients are already strapped for, money anyway, because they are sick and they have lots of medical bills. So that's a huge barrier for patients. And then some smaller cancer centers, like out in the community, don't have access to this. So that's also another barrier, is there's limited access to a lot of these holistic approaches. Some of the, NCI-directed cancer centers or certified cancer centers, they have access to these, but it's not very common. They may have like nutritionists, stuff like that, but, it's not as widely available as we would like it to be.
What has your cancer center done to promote patient access to holistic survivorship care?
Yeah, so at our cancer center, we have one-on-one nutritional counseling for our patients if they want to get guidance on how to get proper nutrition through their treatments. We also have the Ochsner Center, which is a completely holistic approach to healthcare to help supplement, the Western style of medicine, which also includes like acupuncture, meditation, stuff like that. And then we also have like the Dayani Center, which is, physical therapy, like aquatic fitness, stuff like that. And then our like pain and symptom management also does massage therapy and also acupuncture instead of using like traditional pain medications and stuff like that. So there's many different approaches that Vanderbilt's Cancer Center tries to take to supplement the patient's like typical what everyone in the United States thinks about like your medical care is typically done, like how it's typically done, but another approach to it that may also help you in your like state of mind and also like your body.
What can you tell cancer programs that are looking to tailor survivorship support?
I think simply talking to your patients, like if you're a smaller center, talking to your patients first and seeing like what they would like to see out of your cancer center. You don't have to like start a huge holistic program like right away, but maybe talking to your patients to see what they would want to see first, whether it be like a nutritional program or maybe like a 1 day a week meditation class or like a yoga class or something that maybe a group of patients would like to see, something like that, just to start small and see if there's interest in it. I think maybe it would do some of these smaller cancer centers good just to try it. And they may see some success out of it and then start growing from there. I think, having well-rounded patients, we are taking care of their body, but also we have to take care of their mind too, because, these patients are going through a lot and we forget about like their psychological being a lot of times. And, this is very stressful on them. And if we can, maybe take care a little bit more of the psychological side, they may do better just all around. Who knows?
How has immunotherapy changed our approach to patient care?
Yeah, so immunotherapy is really changing the landscape of cancer in general. It's extending treatment durations. It's keeping patients alive even longer than standard chemotherapy. It's keeping patients healthier for longer. It's also, requiring like a multidimensional approach. It's also challenging us as providers to create more of a survivorship system for these patients. So it's requiring us to come up with these long-term approaches on how to take care of these patients. So are we doing the best at it? That's to be determined. We're going to have to also, as providers, take care of these patients better and for a longer time. So, we've got our work cut out for us, but it's a good thing for our patients.
To that end, do you have any patient stories that come to mind during this conversation?
Yeah, a few patients I've had that have had terrible like peripheral neuropathy from their past chemotherapy treatments, have tried a multitude of different like medications that most chemotherapy or immunotherapy patients have tried. And it just, it would knock off some of the neuropathy symptoms, but they were still having trouble like writing and sometimes walking and stuff like that comfortably. But a lot of patients would pay out of pocket for acupuncture or different like cryotherapies. And I've had a few patients have really good success with acupuncture and the cryotherapies, but they would have to pay out of pocket for it because insurance wouldn't cover it. So, those are a few success stories that I've gotten from patients, but, they were privileged enough to be able to pay for it out of pocket, but not all patients are that lucky.
Thank you, Brittney. You can head to the show notes for more information on immunotherapy. Don't forget to share this episode with your colleagues and make sure you're following the show so you never miss an episode. Until next time, for the Cancer Buzz team, this is Summer Johnson.
This show is a resource of the Association of Cancer Care Centers.